I'm going to give you a brief demonstration of what isometric tension is on your pistol grip. First, I have to make sure I know the condition of my weapon before, of course, I manipulate it, play with it in the house, and yes, I'll be pointing in a safe direction when I do so. So first I have to at least chamber check and magazine check my weapon. Now I know the condition of my weapon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a firing grip on my gun, which means simply this. I have my hand wrapped around, they're loose, the fingers are loose. Thumb are on the back strap, thumbs are out of the way, not inhibiting. My finger is in an index position. In other words, outside of the trigger guard and off of the trigger. That's my firing side hand. My support side hand comes underneath and it's going to pull back while my firing side hand pushes forward to build isometric tension on the forward portion of the stock and the rear portion of the stock. That's all it is. I'm going to push forward and back. Now, with that isometric tension, it actually controls the recoil and the muzzle flip. I don't have to muscle it down, I don't have to do anything special. All I have to do is press the trigger, the weapon will cycle, it'll actually go up and back, and it'll actually go back to where it was initially. Not bad. All you have to do is push and pull. Push and pull. How I do that is with my firing side hand, I can push forward. With my support side hand, I pull back, dropping this elbow towards my toe. Now, I'm in a modified Weaver stance. If you're not familiar with what that is, look it up. Now, the difference between that and an isosceles stance, and I'll show you what the Weaver stance looks like. The isosceles stance is a more squared off, gripping the gun like it's a brick, and it's going to fall out of your hand, and finger on the trigger, so forth, so on. It's a good working method, it definitely works. However, that's not what I teach. That is isometric tension. It's applying pressure to the back strap and the forward portion of the stock as you're firing. That's about it. If you have any questions, let me know. I know you're probably wondering what it is I did with the chamber check and magazine check. Before we do anything, as far as go out to the range, leave the house, anything, I want to know the condition of my weapon. If I have to load it, I still have to know the condition of my weapon. If I just shot 10 rounds and it didn't go in the slide lock, I still want to know the condition of my weapon. So what we do is we perform a chamber check and a magazine check. So if I put the gun down on a coffee table, Murphy's going to come by and he's going to play with it and he's going to do something stupid. So before I put it back into my holster and go out to the grocery store, I simply chamber check. Chamber checking can be done many ways. The easiest way to do it is to bring it in close, nice and close. You see this? Even as close to here. Thumb on nipple if you want, doesn't matter, but bring it close. You have more strength and dexterity. You come underneath the barrel and you're going to grab the slide on either side with 4 fingers there and a thumb on the other side, or grab it monkey grip behind the ejection port on the serrations on the back of the slide. But to do it from underneath, you move your finger away, you move the slide back 1/8 to 1/2 inch, and you inspect it. Do I see any shiny? If I don't see shiny, then I know that it's not loaded. I seat it forward. I don't bring it all the way back. The other way to do it, the monkey grip over the top, I still inspect. Do I see shiny? If I don't see shiny, I seat it forward. Then I'm going to move my hand in a position to where I can depress the magazine release. I push the magazine release button. If nothing falls out, then I'm going to stick an appendage in there. This is important. Just because it didn't fall out could mean you have a Gen 1, could mean you have a gun that doesn't release the magazines very easily. So I push the magazine release. If nothing falls out, I stick my finger in the hole to make sure that there's nothing in there. If there's something in there, then you know something's not correct. So now I know the condition of my weapon. Nothing in the chamber, nothing in the magazine well. For this instance, I know that it's now time to load because I'm going out. I'm going to index my magazine, insert it into the weapon, run the action. Notice I didn't hold it, I didn't run it forward. So now that I know the condition of my weapon and I just loaded it, am I loaded? I don't know. We're going to take 1 second of cheap insurance to find out. Again, index finger moves away and I'll show you. See shiny? Seat it forward. Now I know that there's a round in there. Then I'm going to release the magazine again. Was that the last round that I had? Is this magazine rusted, crusted, or busted? If it's okay, then it goes right back in again. One brisk motion. Now I'm going to reholster from what they call Sewell position. If you want, I can go over this with you some other time. I'm going to go back into the holster, and you notice my finger is way the hell out of the way of the trigger. Also, I felt no resistance going into my holster, and I went in slowly and cautiously. I don't go back in fast, I don't jam it in, I don't want to hear it. What you heard when it went in was actually the locking mechanism for the Serpa. So go back slowly into the holster, get your finger the hell out of the way of the trigger, and you should be fine. Now I can go to the gas station. That's how you go to the gas station here in Vegas.